you must be wondering about this attire of mine. This episode is all about being who you want to be. And this is me. I am a very proud Indian. In the tropical climate of India, this attire is the most suitable. But we have been conditioned to wear suits and ties, and we have tried to conform to a global standard. Not just in our attire, in every way of life. And perhaps it is time to break that rule of conformance, to be able to express oneself in any which way. I have worked all over the world in different climes, and obviously this dress is not suitable for the sub-zero temperatures in Minneapolis or New York, where I've lived parts of my professional life. The point I'm trying to drive is this is a new era, and we have this opportunity to express ourselves, to be who we are, not become what others want us to become. Let's get started. It all boils down to this: be the change you want to see in the world. This famous quote from Mahatma Gandhi is an inspiration from the embodiment of how our civilizations have evolved for as long as this planet has existed. And that core value of life is not about to change. Welcome to this 10th and final episode of Design Learning, Demystifying Design Thinking series, authored by me and brought to you by Giggr Technologies. The first thing I would like to establish in this episode is clarity on the term transformation. It is often loosely used for change and vice versa, but they are not the same. Change is incremental in nature. Transformation, on the other hand, is a movement from one state to another, where the emerged state has no resemblance to its previous state of being. We are faced on the planet today this absolute need for transformation, not incremental change. And that transformation must begin with each one of us. We must be capable of being relevant to the demands of the emerging new era. As we have discussed in the previous episodes, the 5 markers combined with the digital make it an imperative for personal transformation that aggregates to a collective. The opportunity to take charge of our lives is in being individually data-driven, inverting the pyramid of what we have been used to so far, which is enterprise being data-driven. Nobody is waiting out there to offer data autonomy, not your government, nor the company you work, or the school you study, or in any institution that our lives happen to interact and inhabit. It is for each one of us to make that decision, to grab this freedom to own our life data. This is the most critical first step of transformation that will lead to innovation and growth in our societies. One that is sustainable, departing from the present into the future. Isn't it time we stopped becoming what others expected of us? Well, the alternative is to give expression to our aspirations that will allow us to be who we want to be. When we confuse change with transformation, we often look at our past and see ways of remaining there and yet marginally moving forward to fit in. But transformation, on the other hand, demands cutting the past and showing up in the present to prepare for the future. Because transformation that will allow us to a better future is not magic. It is the movement from simplification to modernization to disruption. The end point being an innovation-driven growth. At a Fortune-rated company where I was involved recently in leading a workshop to get the leadership immersively involved in setting up their vision, a senior, well-meaning executive interrupted the session with what he thought was a key data point: that the company had been in a transformation mode for several years and was facing a transformation fatigue. I pitied him for how right and wrong he was. He was right about the fatigue, but wrong about the cause. mistaking incremental change for transformation, and failing to keep pace with the continuously emerging expectations of the environment. What was wrong with that statement was understanding the cause of fatigue. Simply, without the personal investment in transformation, no change or transformation initiative can be exciting. And we all know the basic truth with investment: it must be for the right contexts. So how does personal transformation begin? It begins by understanding the context for the transformation, and the way to map that context is to map needs, wants, expectations, and aspirations, where the x-axis represents time and the y-axis represents value. All transformations are about shrinking time and space, and in this case, the sooner the coordinates between the x and the y-axis meet, the greater the success of the transformation, where every single coordinate shifts the needs and wants to a higher threshold, but the coordinated points assures that one is moving in the direction of aspirations, which is the capacity to be able to deliver to a greater good. In doing so, one also accomplishes the ambition of personal goals as a part of a collective, but not at the cost of it. For example, India is bidding for the Olympics in 2036. A country of 1.3 billion does not show adequate representation in the medals tally so far. This could be a great opportunity to change that narrative. However, if the goal is to increase the medals tally in Olympics, it is completely a wrong context to set for the transformation. If it is to set a path to pursue sporting excellence, then the chances of increasing the medals tally is a distinct reality. Such sporting excellence can only be possible when individuals pay attention to the 6 dimensions of 1. Physical fitness, 2. Psychological fitness, 3. Emotional fitness, 4. Diet and nutrition, 5. Rest and recovery, and 6. Capability, encrypted as the capacity to transform plus the ability or skills to perform. These 6 dimensions of personal transformation are not just relevant to sports, but rather to every aspect of human endeavor in different degrees of proportion. The key is to find the balance and enjoy the journey one undertakes. I can guarantee there would never be a fatigue at an individual or a collective level. This is the science of life, and this has the ability to find expression in data today with the help of devices, IoT, sensors, scanners, and wearables that pervade our lives, creating and consuming data in a cyclical continuum. All that is required is for each one of us to take charge of this cycle. This would force industry and institutions to fall in line and respect data autonomy. That is what will solve the problem of data security and privacy that we are combating today rather unsuccessfully. It is this context that has led Giggr Technologies to work on its C4 digitally intelligent platform as service that catalyzes the pursuit of excellence for individuals, industry, and institutions, facilitating the accurate understanding of the current state with respect to the needs and wants and the desired state of expectations and aspirations, fueling the path of transformation to continuously converge, shrinking time and space driven by data that records and computes in real time and course corrects and motivates the discipline to stay the course. The problem with the approach to both change and transformation by individuals, industry, and institutions has been one of a drill that needs to be morphed to discipline. Drill is forced upon while discipline is born within. You hate the former because it is what others thrust upon you. You love the latter because the motivation comes from a deep desire to excel. Industries and institutions are nothing but a collective of us individuals, bricks mortar, machines, and furniture are mere embellishments. In a digital world, you can even do without them. But we need us humans to be centric to life. We have technology today that is capable of learning to meet human aspirations. We must reverse the trend of humans mastering technology. Instead, the focus must now be on mastering life. This is where data science will succeed. The approach of engineering data must be reversed to data science. No machines or technology can then threaten the utility of humans as a race on the planet in any sphere of life. What this means is the need of humans to not look passively at data like we did with information, but actively act upon the course corrections that are intelligently presented by technology to the context of the 6 major elements of our master data that are computed in real time for every single transaction in our lives. Not just leading life on set patterns, but rather embracing the creation and consumption of new patterns that are the shoots of growth at a personal as well as a collective level. Thank you all for being such a wonderful audience. I hope you enjoyed this series as much as we did in bringing it to you. I'm grateful for the behind-the-scenes work undertaken by Kutso Kosa on the creative side, Siddharth Patel on the operations side, and Pratap Behera on the production side. It is not too late to subscribe, share, and comment. Do look forward to our next series. Until then, let's stay engaged, be purposeful, peaceful, and prosperous.